Before we begin, I want to ask you to do something with me. Close your eyes for 5 seconds. Now open them. What did you see? Did the room disappear? Or did you disappear? Or just the perception of this room vanished? Welcome to Maya, the matrix of life. I am Binit Kumar, and exactly 1 year ago, I was scrolling through my phone at 2 a.m. in the night. I was trapped in its blue lit Maya. Everybody knows how hard it is to escape from it. We often get so lost in this illusion of virtual world that we tend to forget what really makes us human. It's definitely not selecting some traffic lights or entering some captcha to prove the robot that you are a human. Coming back to the story, after scrolling so much, I was feeling hollow from inside. I was asking myself, what did even I consume? So, in order to get out of this addiction, I started roaming around in my house in search of doing something else. Then I came across something that has always been there, but I noticed it for first time. It was a Pattachitra painting my father had bought years ago. Those beautiful lines, vibrant colors, and stories from my culture, it hit me like a wave of nostalgia. And I was able to feel what the artist must be feeling while drawing this masterpiece of Manika offering buttermilk to Lord Jagannath while they are on their way to assist our Ganga king during Kanchi Abhiyan. Well, it happened 500 years ago, but it was there in front of me, frozen in time. And believe me or not, it was my eureka moment. I thought, what if instead of trying to escape this Maya, I surrendered to it? Instead, what if I use this digital world to create stories from my culture? What if the stories my grandmother used to tell me in my childhood could breathe in modern screens? So I started a small experiment of creating stories from my culture. And 5 months later, 110K plus followers, 60 million plus views, and I got to learn something from it. That we humans are not goldfish with 3 second attention span. If you give them something that they can relate to, they tend to stop. Take Panchatantra, Amar Chitrakatha, or Katha Sarita, for example. They told stories from our culture, and that gave me confidence about my little experiment. Let me take you deeper in this. During Mahabharata war, Bhagwan Krishna said to Arjun something profound, that Maya is my divine illusionary energy that creates the material world around us and its dualities, which binds us to the cycle of suffering. So, most of us think that Maya is something that we should avoid, but Krishna says something otherwise. Don't try to avoid it, surrender to it, move through it. You will reach to the ultimate truth. And Maya or illusion is subjective. Imagine a rope in a dark room. To one person, it's just a harmless coil. To another, it's a deadly snake. Same object, different people, different perspective. So, Maya is just a personal filter created by our own mind from our past experiences. And do you know what else is subjective? It's art. Take Pattachitra for example. Traditional art form of Odisha telling stories of Lord Jagannath to a child is just a painting. To an adult, it's a ritual. And to me, that night, it was my lifeline out of digital numbness. And and art is perhaps the only thing that humanity have created that can time travel. Let me explain you better with an example of a triangle. Just imagine a triangle. One point of the triangle is truth, and the second point is art, and the third one is culture. When truth is preserved in art, traveling through centuries, it becomes culture. Take Egyptian culture, for example. 6,000 plus years old, yet still alive in our mind. Why? Because of the hieroglyphics. Closer home, we have Pattachitra, depicting stories of Jagannath, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, and ancient rituals. These are not just mere arts, they tell stories from our past. And these are portals that let you surrender to the Maya of another time and come back with truth. So a culture survive with art. Without it, it can die also. For example, cultures from South America. We don't know much about it. That's why we need to preserve ours. Now let's talk about today's Maya, social media. Perhaps the most powerful illusion humanity has ever created. It traps you in two choices. Option 1, consume it, get lost in it, compare yourself endlessly, and feel empty at the end. And option 2, surrender to it with intention, learn from it, and educate others. Try to add values to others' life. And finally, after scrolling so much, I took my second option. In our social media, we must have seen those perfect lives, perfect food, perfect car, perfect this, perfect that, everything perfect. What if I tell you it's all a lie? That one perfect video that we see online has taken at least 10 retakes, different camera angles, and a filter. We often get so lost in this curated, perfect world that we tend to forget the real but not so perfect world around us. Now imagine, while scrolling through your social media, you suddenly come across a 5,000-year-old painting coming live in your screen. You pause. Why? Because it doesn't fit the algorithm's perfection. It is raw, real, and triggering childhood memories of your grandmother and mother telling you those stories. When I started making stories from Pattachitra, I was not looking for any trend. I was not chasing virality. Even though after working in media for so long, I know those matrices very well. But for this time, I surrendered to the art of storytelling. And here is a final reality check. We live in a society that profits from you being stuck to your screen, and being creative is an act of rebellion. But we are humans, we are born to be creative. But with time, we have become a culture of consumption. I want you to reclaim what really makes us human. The world doesn't need more perfection from you, It needs more truth. Create something that makes you feel real. When I started making, I took inspiration from Mahabharata. I told stories from Odisha that even people from Odisha were talking about. So, hmm, thank you.